I mean, you probably got, if you're in West Texas, you probably got some pretty good wind. So there's no transmission line available either in ERCOT or the Southwest Power Pool in West Texas. Is not kind of at its capacity right now. That's our biggest deal. So as a group, we have to get with our state legislatures and make that hurry up, make it happen. So the CREZ lines are underway. They're having public meetings now. So we hope to have steel on the ground soon. So second thing is, depending on what size property you have, if you have 50,000 acres on your own, put up your own Met tower. If you got one section, get with 10 of your neighbors and put up a Met tower. So having wind data specific to your site would help.
One other question, please. Many of us also qualify for the rural electrification program, but the electric companies won't honor their obligations to that program. Why not?
Give me some more background there. The
rural electrification program that was set up in the 30s to provide electricity to ranchers and farmers is still effective today. So if you have property and you consider yourself a rural earner of a ranch or a farm, and you qualify to have the power taken to provided for your location under that act, rural electrification, why won't the electric companies do it?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, they'll charge you for it. I talked to a guy a while ago, and
the program was set up as a no-cost program to the individual owner.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually on a rural electric co-op myself, but I don't know why they wouldn't do it for free. It all comes down to money. The gentleman I talked to, they wanted $22,000 to build his, so he is off grid. He's got a solar, and he's got wind, and he's got batteries, and he's got a backup generator.
Thank you.
I really don't know enough about the politics of the REA as why they wouldn't come to you for no cost.
Thank you.
I have multiple plots in the Ruska project.
Oh, do you? Okay. What's your name?
Parrish. What is your name?
Rick Walker.
Sounds familiar. I got a bunch of questions. On the grid problem, are the new grids considering the superconducting wire that is out? Both the ambient and the non-ambient. Do you know of any of these issues that are going on?
The current CREZ lines, none of those that I'm aware of are looking at any kind of superconducting conductors.
Your wines are using superconducting.
Say that again?
I said, aren't your wines using some of the superconducting wire?
The lines?
The wines on the turbine.
Oh, yeah, that could well be. So, but I don't know of any of the transmission issues there yet as far as cost effectiveness or anything. But I think on a longer perspective, the industry is very interested in looking at things like that.
The grid that connects the New York City power system is superconducting, and it's low temperature superconducting. It's not the ambient.
Right.
That was installed last April.
Really? You know if
Yes.
it's underground there?
No, it's above ground.
Really? No. So that's interesting. So, yeah. And how long are those sections?
Pardon?
How long are those sections along?
No, this is the grid itself. The actual grid. If you're passing a transformer area where you have a little minor form of transformers, that type of grid.
I see.
They replaced that very large grid that covered a large plot of land with a pool-sized table, superconducting device that furnishes all of the power.
Okay, is it like a storage deal, a type of energy storage?
No, it is not. It's just actually the pass-through grid.
Okay,
It's a smart grid. It's a smart grid.
Okay, so yeah, all of those type things, superconductors, energy storage, to get to where we need to get 20% of our electricity from wind energy or 50% of our energy from renewables. We need those things. We got to have the superconductors. We got to have energy storage. We got to have better wind turbines. We got to have, better solar modules, everything like that. So
is there a future for? I didn't mean that right.
Go ahead.
Is there a future for the vertical axis turbines that are bird friendly and so forth?
I think on a small scale, that most of them you're probably going to see in neighborhoods, maybe those vertical axis ones. I have not seen a commercially viable vertical axis at the utility scale in a long time. China is actually working on something really interesting, a 5 megawatt magnetic levitation, maglev type turbine. So,
Right.
So things like that, you know, that'd be very interesting to see. So,
Right.
but right now, I don't know of any commercially viable utility scale ones.
Right. I think one was developed just or announced just the other day by mass megawatt.
Right. Are they selling it though?
No, they're selling the lower scale.
Right. Yeah.
For cosmetic purposes and,
Right.
and ski resorts and so forth. So.
Yeah, you know, we talked to some down in the Roscoe project. The guy wanted to install ones down in between the other turbines. So
That's interesting.
yeah, if the numbers work, people will buy them.
Yeah, right. About the China question. About the China question in India, do they have the same type of resources in wind as the Midwestern United States has, or?
You know, I doubt that there's anywhere else in the world that has that quality of wind resources. But
The two mountain ranges really provide wonderful.
China in particular is a big country, so
Yes.
I'd say they've got some good ones somewhere, but I'm just not that familiar with either country to tell you for sure. Okay, are we done?
No, I have a question.
Oh.
There is an exhibitor here who has a Honeywell wind turbine that is to be attached to a home, either on the wall or on the roof. It will work in as little as 2 miles per hour, and it will soon be available. It costs $5,250 installed after the federal government rebate. Do you know anything about it? Do you know if it really will work?
I don't know about that one in particular. We've had several small turbine developers come talk to us about, you know, testing them there somehow. West Texas A&M, Vaughn probably knows more about those than anybody else, I'd say. And so there's some dialogue between Texas Tech and West Texas A&M to figure out how to do that. And we've got some land up near Amarillo. On the map, we have a spot for West Texas A&M to do just that. So.
Well, this would be for places right around here, San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you have to do is test them, find out if they really work. Because if you talk to people that bought the small turbines years ago, or you drive by them and they're out there and they got 2 blades now instead of 3 a year, they just haven't run in years. The issue is reliability. How do you maintain it? And what's the cost effectiveness of it? I mean, I tried to get Michael Burby to come down here at this thing, and he says, "Oh, I just haven't talked most people out of it. You know, I sell mine in California where there are other incentives to do it." So the thing we got to do is make sure they're reliable and figure out how cost effective they are. And if Texas Tech or West Texas A&M can provide that service, it'll really go a long way to helping them sell those things.
And how is that service provided?
So.
Does the seller have to ask for it?
Yeah, I mean, even being a state institution, I guess we can't give away services for free. So we enter research contracts with people that want to test turbines, and so we have a test facility there. West Texas A&M has a test facility, and then we're looking at a much bigger one up closer to Amarillo. So if those come together, you know, we'll have all the equipment. We've got the land, we've got the people. So. They come to us and sign a contract, research contract.
Thank you. Yeah, I think.
One question, one more question.
All right, hi. Some people that are against wind say that it could possibly affect weather patterns if, you know, you build it out. If you build out 20% of the United States energy by wind, could that affect weather patterns? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's been the only analysis that has been done so far has been all computer simulations. So the topic of my PhD dissertation will be evaluating the effect of turbulence on the microplane. So if we put in 10,000 turbines around Sweetwater, what's the effect there? Now, the ones that I've seen on a global scale, you know, they say the effect is pretty minor compared to the benefit of reducing the emissions. So they think, yeah, it's possible. Their computer simulations show it could be an effect, but it's, you know, everyone I've seen have acknowledged that the benefits are going to be way more than the impact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.